guys, how's it going? Winter's here, but no snow yet. Anyway, we wanted to go through and give you just a roundabout talk about snowshoes and kind of get you clued into brands. We're going to go more in depth with each brand and model throughout the winter. Atlas Run, way sweet binding on this top because it's one piece on this front end. So this is my right foot. I'm going to put my foot in here. Once I'm in, got my foot straight, this is just one tug and my whole front end's set up, okay? That's a plus on the Atlas. Then the heel strap on all these is, almost all these is totally the same. So that's a pretty sweet, especially like a cold day, gloves off, getting in and out, very easy, you're not freezing your tail off. The other thing with Atlas is because of this skinny band, what happens is they get broken in is the snowshoe doesn't stay so close to you, and all of a sudden you will get a little flipping motion. Some people really like it. Lightens it up because you're not pulling that snowshoe all the way up with you all the time. But one of the drawbacks is stability on an off-camber hill. When this gets a little loose after you've had it for a year or more, then the snowshoe starts to kind of move around a little bit on you. So there's pluses and minuses of all these, and that's what I want to take you through. 22 inches, it's great size for guys and girls that are running, gals that are hiking, and some guys, I'm not a very big guy, I'm 5'7", you know, 140. So this works great. I'm a size 10. If you're a size 13 shoe or larger, this may not be the greatest shoe for you to, you know, maybe even train in, but definitely not hike in, okay? So you got to make those decisions. That'll take me to Redfeather then. Redfeather has this big thick band, 25 inches long, which is a little bigger than most, you know, straight run snowshoes, but it's a great shoe that you can hike in and run in, and it's very stable because of the size. You get a little more platform to be on, and it tends to really get a little grip. It's aggressive, you know, claw action on there. And those would be some of the pluses. If you have a bigger foot, it's going to fit in this better. This is the right foot in the Redfeather, but what you'll see here is a little more time to get in because there's 3 of these, 1, 2, 3 on the front, and then the back end is similar to almost all other snowshoes out there. So that's going to take a little longer to get in, but it's going to secure the foot a little bit more and give you a little more stable ride on there. So if you're a big guy that likes to run and hike in snowshoes, this is a great deal. I should say $170 retail. The Atlas is $200. Both of these have been super durable for us. This is the women's version in Redfeather, the Pace 500, and what you'll find is it's more narrow. It's about the same length, 25 inches, but with the more narrow setup here, it's a little lighter weight, you know, less decking and all that. Has the same binding system, so 3 pieces in the front and the heel, so very stable. Pretty good flotation because it is 25 inches, but they are making it more narrow for a woman's cut. So you know, pretty good snowshoe. Again, $170 for this version, or the Trek 360 in the men's. Alright guys, introducing the Dion snowshoes. Bob Dion out in the east side of the country, I believe Vermont, was nice enough to send us these to start testing throughout the winter. So we haven't had snow yet, so I haven't had them out on the snow, but I want to show you some features of these. This is a company that basically comes in components. So you get to order the frame, size, you get to order the binding system, and you get to order the claw system. You know, this is super lightweight, and I get to pick the binding. What's cool about the binding system is he has different sizes of these straps that you order, so that instead of having something that I have to really maneuver with out in the cold, you know, it's Velcro and I'm in, you know, 2 straps here and 1 in the back. They make another binding system that is more adjustable, so if you're going to be loaning them out or you're going to be hiking in it, you need to fit a bigger boot, and then sometimes you run in it with the shoe, you would get a different binding system. They also make, you know, larger frame sizes, so for someone with a bigger foot or a bigger guy, you know, you can get the frame sized up, but still the same, you know, kind of design here, get more float, and still have a solid snowshoe with those binding systems that you can, you know, choose yourself. Same thing with the claws. So what you'll see here is this is a lower dig claw than some of the other companies that you're seeing, and they make this like this, and then they have a more aggressive, you know, longer claw system. what we found is that someone like me, you know, $135, $140, in a racing snowshoe, sometimes I lose traction if I have something like this where I'm going lightweight. So someone my size may get the longer claws with a lightweight package, so I get some nice dig, but the snowshoe itself stays, you know, lightweight and fast feeling. Someone that's bigger, you know, sometimes they may get a bigger snowshoe and have the weight coming down anyway and feel like the bigger claw is too much because they're digging in too far. And so they might go with the smaller claw system, you know, or a shorter claw system. And that's what you got to kind of think through with Dion, but it's cool because you really get to customize it, and you can order, you know, accessories and things like that where maybe you have 2 sets of claws and 2 sets of bindings, and they're really easy to use. What I'd say with Dion is if you like tinkering with things and you really like adjustability with things that you buy, you know, that's probably a snowshoe company that you might really get into. I want to introduce you to the Crescent Moon Gold 12. Like I said, this one's been used and abused and it's still ticking. They're making pretty good snowshoes. But really, key features of Crescent Moon Gold 12, this teardrop shape. So what you find is that when your feet are you know, 1 foot in front of the other, this is going to allow you to not really run wide and not be kicking your ankles and things with the snowshoes. Another nice thing here is this is the right foot. You know, they'll tell you right and left with these. But if you'll see, this is a one piece in the front and one in the back that are always attached. So all you're doing here is tightening, and when you want to loosen this and get your foot out of there, it's just one strap. So these have been really good wintertime. If it's stinking cold out, you really don't want to have your hands out of your gloves for too long. Crescent Moon's making a really good snowshoe. A little pricey at $250. Super aggressive claw system just like the rest of these, with a toe claw that some people like for climbing or for just really feeling like the traction's really digging in. Super nice snowshoe. Hasn't been any more durable than another snowshoe at $250, but some people prefer to pay that extra money and get a shoe that they feel like has a couple other features that when the price bumps up they're willing to pay for. So the new ones are a little bit longer than this. They started to kind of come down for a couple years and get smaller and smaller, and then last year they introduced them just a little bit longer, so you get a little more float, and a guy with a bigger shoe will fit into those pretty well. That's basically a big look at, you know, 4 or 5 different brands of snowshoes. Pick your poison, use them. They all have lifetime warranties. Another reason to shop local, go through your running store, your bike shop that carries them. They'll send it in for you, they'll work with them so that you have someone to help you through the process. When you send it in, if it's something defective, they fix it and send it back, you're ready to go. If it's something you've been using them for 2 years and it finally busted from wear, they'll charge you a small fee, but you're not paying $170 again for a new pair. They're going to, you know, charge you $20 in shipping, and you get it fixed, and now you got a snowshoe again that's working and totally fine. So one thing we like to do sometimes is put a couple nice little micro brews inside the box when we ship it, and they usually treat us right. So anyway, Snowshoes 101. Hope you guys are getting ready for the white stuff, or if you have it, I hope you get out and snowshoe, and we'll keep you posted. Merry Christmas.